The St. Louis Blues 2 and the Montreal Canadiens 1. This is Bob Cole along with Ted Darling back again, awaiting the arrival of the teams for the start of this third period. And as Ted Darling pointed out during the play-by-play of the first period, and again in the second, these two teams have been close ever since the finals opened. You couldn't have it any closer. They're just 2-1 right now, separated by one goal. That goal by Sabourin of St. Louis from Veneruso at 7:50 of the second period. It came on a power play while Lemaire of Montreal was serving 2 minutes for slashing. He went off at 6:57, and then there was Sabourin on a pass out by Veneruso at 7:50 to give St. Louis a 2-1 lead.
Bob Plager trying to get it away. Then it goes to J.C. Tremblay, takes a shot, he scores! Richard! J.C. Tremblay shot from the left side about 35 or 40 feet to the left of Glenn Hall. The puck was along the ice, and it appeared to be going wide of the right goalpost. But Henri Richard was there to poke it in the bottom right-hand corner. At the 7:24 mark here in the third period, it's all tied up now at 2-2. Richard from J.C. Tremblay. And once again, the fans here at the Forum going wild. Plenty of debris being thrown on the ice. Many of the fans here losing their souvenir programs of the Stanley Cup. Quite a few of the scrapers now on the ice, scraping the programs into the far corner of the rink. The Forum going wild here after Henri Richard tying it up at 2-2 now here in the third period of play.
And the fans in the Montreal Forum, as you can hear, are quite jubilant about that great scoring play with two veterans of the Canadiens, J.C. Tremblay and Pocket Rocket Richard, getting together to tie it for the Canadiens.
Puck on the boards, they scramble for it. Arbor and Ferguson, it comes to Laperriere. He got it into Cournoyer. It went off Cournoyer's stick into the corner, around the net. Backstrom has it behind the net. Sabourin fights for it. Backstrom gets it again. J.C. Tremblay shoots. Oh, he scores! J.C. Tremblay.
J.C. Tremblay from Ralph Backstrom at 11:40 of this third period, and the Canadiens take the lead. Cournoyer also getting an assist on the goal by J.C. Tremblay. And J.C. has now been in on 2 goals for the Canadiens this afternoon. The tying goal by Henri Richard at 7:24. And here at 11:40 of this third period, he fired a dandy shot to the left-hand side of Glenn Hall, giving the great goaltender very little chance of making a save. It went in off the post, and very clean, no mistake about it at all. Backstrom and Cournoyer assisting, and the Canadiens lead it 3-2.
On the face-off, goes to Harvey. Harvey on the left side to Sam Arce. Broken up by Backstrom. Backstrom up over the blue line. He's knocked to the ice. And Barclay Plager clears it to center. The Perrier is there to shoot it back into the St. Louis zone to the left of Hall. Harvey is there with 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining. We'd expect to see Glenn Hall come out of that net if the Blues get that puck into the Montreal zone. Claude Provost is there at center, backhanding it into the St. Louis area with Barclay Plager back after it. 1:20 remaining. The Blues start back. It's Plager at his own blue line to center ice up to the Montreal line. He shovels it over the line. Stopped there by the Canadiens. The whistle on the play, and the face-off will come inside the Montreal blue line. With 1:11 remaining in the third period, Montreal 3, St. Louis 2. And, of course, Toblake is going after his 8th Stanley Cup title. He already holds the record of 7 cups, including 5 straight from 1956 through 1960. Again, 1965 and 1966. With Toblake on the bench behind the Montreal players, looking for his 8th Stanley Cup title.
And with 1 minute and 11 seconds remaining in the third period, 3-2 Canadiens, Glenn Hall skated over to talk to Scotty Bowman. And Scotty said, no, go back in, Glenn. I'll give you a sign if we're going to get anything going in the way of an extra man. Here we go.
On the face-off, Roberts tried to keep it in, but it's cleared back to center ice. Harvey then dumps it up. Berenson circling at center for St. Louis. Up to the Montreal line. He backhands it into the corner with 1:01 remaining. Harper is there. Now they try to clear it out. The Perrier, they shoot it to center. Richard with one man back. Going up over the St. Louis line. He stops, dropping it out to Provo. Oh, and he couldn't get by. Jimmy Roberts. And back come the Blues with 45 seconds. Hall is out of the net. Sam Marseille trying to feed Berenson, skating in the right side. And it's broken up. With 37 seconds left, the St. Louis net is wide open up to the line. There's a long shot by Provo. Sabarin made the save from 15 feet to the left of the St. Louis net. Now the Blues trying to come back. 25 seconds remaining. Berenson at center for St. Louis. He is checked by Savard. Picking up the loose puck is Roberts, and then they hold it against the boards. And there'll be a face-off near the center circle with 17 seconds remaining in the third period. Canadiens 3, St. Louis 2. Glenn Hall has skated back onto the ice, and he will probably position himself halfway between the net and the St. Louis blue line. And if the Blues can put that puck into the Montreal zone, Hall will go to the bench, and the Blues will send out the extra attacker. But St. Louis, with their backs to the wall once again, and they have 17 seconds remaining to try and tie it up. Ralph Backstrom facing off against Terry Crisp. On the face-off, they get it up over the blue line. Dickie Moore going into the right side, a backhand shot. It's off the skate. The Blues keep it in, but it's cleared back over the blue line. With only 8 seconds remaining, looks like it's all over. Barclay Plager at center, a long shot, and Gup Worsley makes the save, and the hockey game is over. The Montreal Canadiens have won the Stanley Cup with a 3-2 victory over the St. Louis Blues. And the Forum fans, they're going wild here this afternoon as the red carpet being put down at the center ice area for the presentation of the Stanley Cup.
At the far side of the Montreal Forum from our broadcast booth, Jean Beliveau, the captain of the Canadiens on crutches, is starting out on the ice. This game is coming to you from the Forum in Montreal.
Jean Beliveau, Toblake, as they come out to center ice. Beliveau on crutches, his right leg in a cast, and I'm sure he is a very, very happy man along with the rest of the Montreal Canadiens. Toblake marching out to his 8th Stanley Cup in 13 most successful years of coaching this Montreal Canadiens team.
trustee of the Stanley Cup, will now make the presentation to team captain Jean-Billy.
Jean Beliveau addressing the crowd.
Allow me to express on behalf of all my teammates how pleased we are to bring back the cup in Montreal. Thank you very much for your good support.
Well, Jean Beliveau, certainly a poised performer both on skates and off. And he was nearly knocked slightly askew there as they clustered around the Stanley Cup for the usual just one more picture. There the Stanley Cup departs. Blake, Jean Beliveau on crutches, moving along the red carpeted path along with the rest of the Canadiens. And just a tremendous moment here in the Forum. Now stand by, we'll return with the summary and 3 stars of today's game in just a moment.
This is the CBC Radio Network.